We're back.
Welcome everybody back again. Sorry, my computer blue screened in the middle of the stream. Anyway, I believe we left off with shooting a skeleton with fire.
Yep. So you shot the skeleton with the firebolts, and the fire just engulfed it, and you heard it kind of frantically clacking its jaws as it just is burned away, and kind of you hear this collapse of skeleton bones hitting the floor, along with a big metal kind of clank as the octagonal shaped head of the skeleton also falls to the floor.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, wow. I'm just gonna kind of run around the edge here. Make sure I can
Okay.
Right through the goo, right?
oh no, I'm hugging the wall. Like, every little nook and cranny, I'm kind of hugging the wall just so I can pick up the thing out of its head and get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can collect the metal chunk that is kind of attached to the smoldering remains of this skeleton.
I just kind of pull it out with my spear, my javelin. I'm like, scoot it towards me. Like I got it. Now let's see what these pictures are.
Okay.
Pictures. He turns around and looks.
Yeah. So the pictures are of they depict they're all picturing black dragons. They are in just kind of different poses, you know.
Hey Tobias, there's big pictures of dragons in here. Oh hi.
What? Valia,
yeah, no, I'm noticed.
Valia, you do notice, like, standing there looking at it close, because you're close enough, that the dragon, there's tiny holes where the dragon's mouths are in this picture.
I just shake my head. Don't touch anything.
Why?
I bet I have an idea what that goo is.
Oh yeah?
Yes. There's holes in the dragon's mouth over here. What color is this dragon?
Black.
This one's a black dragon. What color are the ones close to you guys?
They're all black that I could see.
Yep, they're all black.
They're all black. Yeah, I bet one of these sprayed acid out of its mouth, and that's probably what was left of whoever was in here.
Ulfgar takes a step to the side.
Yeah, I just kind of step in between here. I'm like, I think we should just skip this room. Just continue on.
Right.
Can we? What was on the others in that doorway?
Actually, yeah, she was standing there when she grabbed the...
So you would see that the tunnel kind of continued on. God damn it, with the stupid shapes. It really doesn't matter. And went round a corner.
Okay. For those
I
that are
want to
watching.
look around at the different dragons. Like I want to investigate.
Okay. Yeah, so you have a look at that one, and you also notice, standing up close, that there are little holes where the dragon's mouth is in this picture as well.
Okay.
His room smells like acid.
Yep. And you have a look at all of them, and they all seem to be the same. They all have black dragons in various poses, doing, evil dragon stuff. And they all have a little hole where the mouth would be.
Do I recognize any context of these pictures?
No, they don't seem to be like particular events in history or anything like that. Just seem kind of random.
I yell. I also don't like this room. Let's go.
Ulfgar legs
I
it.
stare at the acid.
Let's go. What's the hold up? Get through.
Oh, yeah, somebody want to tell Aelia we killed the dead thing. We're good. So I'm gonna look in this other room here.
She seems minorly happy.
Okay. So you can see that the tunnel kind of continues and then opens out into another room up ahead.
Is that more acid?
It looks actually, hang on, I think you already saw some of this like moldy goo stuff in the previous corridors that you were in. They're just kind of, it's like grey water puddles actually.
Okay.
Yeah, there are a few down here.
Yep.
I will just follow Valia.
It just seems like you're kind of at a lower level now. Okay. So this is the room that you see up ahead. Looks like one. Okay, good. So let me describe what you're seeing here, and then I'm going to show you a thing. Not this room. This room. Okay, a 4-foot high, 7-foot wide iron lectern in the middle of this rusty iron plated room is topped by a slanted control panel. Set into the control panel are a gold lever with a star-shaped handle, 2 dials in red and blue, and 2 buttons, also red and blue. Behind there, on this wall back here, is wall engravings. Behind the control panel show 5 groups of circles with a small crystal embedded in the wall under each one. The crystal under the configuration labeled with the number 3 glows bright green. 3 6-inch diameter rusty iron pipes jut from the wall above the engravings. And I have a thing to show you so you can see what this kind of looks like. There you go.
Ooh.
This is what you see.
So the round peg goes in the square hole.
Oh, hey, I think that's what controls all the rooms.
Hmm.
The gears and stuff.
So hang on. Papa Zattel says to you, Valia, that clearly the blue controls are the helpful ones and the red ones are not good at all.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. I'm gonna walk into the room. Interesting contraption.
Ulfgar Unk says to you that this definitely requires some serious studying. And you should spend time studying this to understand it.
Okay. Ulfgar pretty much relates exactly that.
Actually, well, are you kind of moving up?
Yeah.
to see?
Sorry, I was
That's all
I
right.
was looking at the picture.
Yeah, no worries.
Says, I don't think we should touch anything, but we should definitely check and see if we can figure out what everything does. Because the last thing I want to do is retreat from here, only to get turned into a grey goo puddle. The doors change when you switch to different versions.
Didn't I
I
just
just
say
slow
that?
clap. I just slow clap at him and look at Callisto and laugh.
Yep.
I just nod my head. Very good, Ulfgar.
I pat him on the head.
I just laugh. I'm gonna look close.
He's like, hey, I'm not used to these things. I usually don't get a grasp of mechanical automatons. In fact, I've often had one get a grasp on me. That's unpleasant.
So when we look at this thing, I see, okay, in the picture, this 3 has a green light. Is it like that now currently?
It is, yeah. The 3 has its little crystal kind of embedded in the wall, and it is glowing green.
Oh, this is not gonna be fun, guys. Looks like we gotta rotate each one of these. I bet this is where all the skeleton keys that we need, the ones that are left, are probably gonna be in these rooms. And no telling. And Callisto, you said up like 100 meters from where you were, like up, what was it, northeast? There was like some nasty something that.
Yes. So either we'll end up finding it or it will find us once the rooms start moving.
It's probably best we find it first before it does find us. So, who wants to man the control? Tobias, would you like to man the control?
Ulfgar says, good idea.
Oh.
I mean, you're always saying, oh, Valia and Callisto, y'all get us in the trap. Now here's your chance. I just like smile real big with my teeth out.
Yeah, if I have to. The question is, do I make any sense of it?
I mean, yeah, there's a couple of dials that look like they do something.
Looks
Yeah.
like they might have shapes on the little, what are those, pentagon thingies?
Yeah, and actually, if you click on the image, you can kind of zoom in a bit. But so the pentagons definitely have like openings, that seem to kind of, as you guys noticed, right, they match up with where doors are. But there are other little symbols that seem to match up with something else, right, that you're not quite sure about yet. You know, based on kind of where you've been, right? You guys would think that you're currently in the space that, excuse me, is represented by a star, by that yellow star.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, I opened my hand out here, Ulfgar, and I put that key, the skeleton key, in his hand.
It's the size of a head. He says, put it in yours. I don't have any more space in my pack.
I opened the bag of holding and I chunked some gold in the floor. Put the key in one.
Okay.
That should be about a head's worth of gold.
So there are pipes up there. I don't suppose they smell of acid, do they?
Why don't you go snip?
I can't reach them. That's why I'm asking you, tall stuff.
I can boost you up.
Why don't you just take a sniff?
I sniffed enough things in here.
Well, let's just try moving some of these rooms.
I'll hang out by the edge back here. See what comes after us.
Yeah, you move some rooms, Tobias. We'll see what happens.
What do you mean move some rooms?
Move some rooms.
We volunteer you.
Like, start pushing buttons and switches.
I might get my warhammer out.
Just don't do anything bad.
Yeah, at this point you're pushing my patience.
I'll push your patience. Now, come on. Mind the controls, man.
I just shrugged my shoulders and said, honestly, I'm not sure how this thing works either. I mean, maybe Aelia might know. I just kind of look at her. She's probably shaking her head at me like, well, nope. You can always let Ulfgar take us for a ride.
Actually, Aelia is pretty smart. She'd probably say something about, well, it's obvious that it's just a means for either people being killed by activating the rooms in the improper order or functionality, or it will allow people to progress. And she'd come up to Tobias and say, good luck. And Ulfgar goes into the corner.
Maybe together y'all can figure it out.
She says, stick with the
I
blue
just
button
smash things.
and the blue switch. Try those first. It's most likely you just turn the lever and then press the button and then pull the lever. Or turn the switch, push the button, pull the lever.
What if it's push the button, turn the switch, and lever?
Could be that too.
Tobias is gonna like kill us all. He's just gonna be like, get out of here.
Okay, I'm going to attack. I'm going to turn the left dial, the blue dial to the
Okay.
left.
Okay. So you're doing-
Push the blue button, and then I'm going to pull the lever.
Okay, hang on. So you're doing it in that order, right? Okay. So let's see.
The star actually activates all traps in the area.
So, what happens is, first of all, the glowing crystal on configuration number 3 stops glowing, but the crystal on configuration number 2 starts glowing, right? And then you push the button, right? So the button, you push it, and there's this immense like rumbling, and you can feel the entire like ground shaking under your feet, and there's this crazy noise up ahead of you, and Valia and Kellisto watch as the whole room where you just were with the slimy puddle that everybody didn't want to go in starts to rotate, and just there's this like massive noise of gears grinding and water kind of moving around, and just this huge rumbling sound, and everybody kind of is shaking, like on the whole floor is shaking. Everything
I
is
show
shaking.
up back at Callisto. I don't like this, but I do. It's kind of neat, and I'm just gonna have my battle. I'm just gonna have my warhammer ready.
Mm-hmm. So then you pull the lever, right?
Pull the lever, Kronk.
Pull the lever, Kronk. And the lever locks into place. You kind of feel like ka-chink. And actually the dial when you let go of the dial, it springs back to the center position. But you still like nothing else happens in regards to that, just so you know it does spring back into the center of position. There's like you can feel the resistance when you turn it. But the lever locks into place, and the iron pipes that were protruding from the wall behind it start gurgling, and there's just a couple of seconds of gurgling. You hear like this gloop, 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 and then this gush of this kind of gray-colored slime just gloops out of all of these 3 pipes at a fair rate, actually. It's moving.
Turn it off! Turn it off!
Fairly quickly.
Stop that! Yeah, are we in a sealed room now?
You are.
Yeah, that's the question.
You're not. You're not. The door is still open. Yeah. It's beginning to kind of cover the floor.
What is this stuff? Can I figure it out?
It is slimy. How are you going to figure out what it is?
I kind of inspect it. I kind of dip a toe.
You're going to take your boot off and...
No.
Well, you don't have to dip a toe because it is gushing forward, and it's now to the point that there is an inch of this on the ground, so it's kind of like, yeah.
Is it pouring out into the water then? Out here?
Not yet that far. No.
Okay. Does it smell like oil or anything? Like a lubricant or?
Hang on, let me see if there is a smell associated with this goop.
Are they insinuating something?
Maybe it's used for keeping the gear buildings going. I don't know.
Okay. It doesn't smell like anything either. But it does kind of. Well, I guess how are you? So you're kind of bending down to sniff it? Is that what's going on?
Yeah. Well, also the room is filled with it, so I thought if it had some kind of smell or odor,
yeah.
I would probably smell it.
All right. It does not have. It smells kind of like stale, old. Yes, definitely wrong lever.
Right. Can you undo that last lever, Tobias? Can you, please? Turn this stuff off. Please.
But something's changed. I'm not sure if I could make it worse.
Well, it's not getting much better right now.
So, Kellisto and Valia, you see that in front of you is the corner of a wall, like an exterior wall of this, this room previously. It's rotated so you just see this corner now. You can't currently kind of, from like where you previously were, you can't access that room at the moment.
I shut back. Turn it again. Do whatever you just did.
Okay, I'm going to do the same stuff again. So blue button and blue switch and then lever.
So which way are you turning the blue switch?
Left.
Left. Okay. So the crystal goes out on configuration number 2 and lights up on configuration number 1. And then you press the blue button and again there's this like massive like shaking and rumbling and it seems to rotate again. The gears grind, and Kellisto and Valia, you watch as the room in front of you kind of rotates one kind of angle around. But you're still seeing the corner of a wall. It's just a different corner now. You go to move the lever, and the lever is locked in place now. You cannot shift the lever back to its original position. Meanwhile, more slime is issuing forth from these pipes.
Is it pouring into the water at this
Come
point?
on, just freeze it! Like I did with the wine.
So when it comes into... Actually, I just realized Aelia probably has bare feet, right? Or bare hooves. When she comes into contact with the slime, she takes 5 psychic damage.
Oh god. So obviously she'd be like flinching and trying to get to higher ground with that, going all the way to the end.
Okay.
And 5 psychic, you said.
Mm-hmm.
And she'd say how much it hurts.
Is anybody else? Wait, hang on. What have people got on their feet?
Boots.
Yes.
Boots.
Like
I don't have anything.
half plate boots.
Okay. Then Valia, you also take 5 psychic damage. Tobias, are you wearing shoes or boots? Or...
Yeah, there are boots.
Okay. So this stuff is now like 2 inches up your boots. And it is kind of like starting to slosh out the end of the tunnel over here, down into the water below.
Ulfgar tries a bit of his water control spell on it to see if it actually affects it.
It does not.
Okay.
And
I yelled back continue moving the.
Oh, actually, did it open up anything for us?
It
No.
didn't. No,
Okay.
you got a different corner.
Which
And
configuration lit up? I'm sorry.
Aelia and Valia will take another 5 psychic damage.
Okay. So even if I'm going to do the same, the lever won't budge.
The lever is locked in place. It will not budge.
What configuration is it set at right now?
Number 1.
1.
Okay.
Mm.
Set it back to go back to the right. Go back to the right by 2. Get us back to the center again, so we can get out of this room. It's hurting the girls.
Okay, so blue button and blue dial to the right.
Blue dials. Yes, just do it.
So you move it to the. So you turn the blue dial to the right once, and the crystal on configuration number 1 stops glowing, and on number 2 starts glowing. Are you going to like leave it there?
I'm going to try again,
Okay.
turning the dial to the right.
Okay. Yep. Then the glow shifts over to configuration number 3. Are you stopping there and pushing the button, or?
I'm going to do this 2 more times.
Okay, so it's on number 5. And then now you're pushing.
Yeah, I'm pulling the lever.
Okay.
So you probably see the opening go past.
Right. So yeah, you do. So Valia and Aelia.
I'm trying to be guided by the fresque on the walls.
So you see an opening kind of go past Valia and Kellisto, but the whole room is still kind of rotating, and again, massive like rumbling, and the floor is shaking violently, and it's very William Shatner, like
She's starting to shimmy.
So when the room comes to a stop, actually, the opening on this room is here and here.
Where?
I just run across.
Here?
Yep, there.
Okay.
I run across. I'm like, I can't. Ow.
And you see kind of this stony area.
And Aelia would obviously get into this room quickly so that she didn't get any more psychic damage.
Okay. And it is continuing to pump this goop out.
Yeah.
It is like actually pumping it faster than it can like exit. So the level is continuing to grow, even though, you know, the door is open and it can flow out. It's just going faster than it can drain out the other end.
Oh.
I'll take a peek out of the door.
Okay.
Ulfgar says, I'm getting out of the room.
So you see, actually, there's like, it appears that there's another kind of like structure here. Like this. And you can see it kind of like there's a big kind of cave area, stone walls and such. There. Like this. This is so annoying to have to do it. So yeah, I'm just actually going to uncover all of that because that is fairly obvious. So that's what you see.
I'm like, well, there's a structure out here, but we can't really necessarily get out. I mean, we can. Just, I'm not getting out that way.
Why can't we get out that way?
There's no bridge.
Well, we can all walk on water.
I don't know.
By
That
the way,
might
by
be
the way,
a pretty far ways down.
By the way, how high is this room relative to the surface of water?
It's not too bad. It's maybe like 10 feet up. Oh, that actually gives me a measurement, but that's what I'm gonna say. Let me check. Maybe it does. No, it doesn't.
Oh, I mean, I guess so. If it's not that high, if it's not that high up, but that goo was emptying into all this water, so it's pretty gross. Definitely have to walk on water in order to get across. We can't go back the way we came unless somebody wants to brave that room again.
I'd rather not unless we have to. Which we may have to, but until then, let's continue on. See where this leads. Hopefully it'll stop pumping out the ooze at some point.
Hopefully.
I don't really.
I mean,
I don't fancy
obviously did at
swimming
one
back in
point.
there.
And like it obviously did at one point. There's remnants of it in the hallway. We've seen it before, so
Aye, that's a bit concerning.
Just a little bit.
yeah.
Well,
I don't. Do we want to just jump in, or get down, and go across the hard way?
well, I don't know if there are
So-
any openings either, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing. We get down and we run across it, and then we can't get back into any.
Well, we can always go in the water over to the boat. Maybe.
Aye, the boats. That's a good idea.
Okay. So down we go.
So you're jumping down?
Guess I'll be the first
Are you
to crawl
casting water
down.
walk, Callisto?
Oh yeah, I will do.
Okay.
Okay. So you cast water walk on everybody, and kind of like you can either like lower yourself down, holding on to the ledges, you know, or you can just kind of like make an athletics roll if you want. But yep, you can kind of make your way down to the surface of the water.
So
Will Aelia be able to get down?
yeah, she
Yeah.
just
Yep, she can.
she's just slower to climb is all. But you said what, athletics?
Yep, athletics to hop down there.
Or she could just lower herself.
Or she could just kind of lower herself.
She's just gonna lower herself.
Okay.
And Ulfgar looks very hesitant, waiting at the top.
Giant frogs, come
And he's looking back in the room filled with acid-spewing dragon paintings, and then looking at the water, and then weighing his options. So, do you see anything yet? Because I really don't want to get in that water unless we've got a destination in mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna slowly start crossing.
Okay. Alright, so this kind of, yeah, these walls go like down into the water. So there isn't like, you can't go under this area here. This is solid down to the water.
So do we see anything where we could climb into it? Or
Into this space? No. Nope. And when you kind of go over there to have a look further, you can see it's a little bit chaotic. And you can see kind of this continues over here. Yeah, the water seems to kind of continue in that direction. Looks like there's another kind of big gear room thing over here. You can kind of make out the edge of it. Oh, except I can't.
Kind of go back. I said, I think there's another one of these gear rooms around the corner. So maybe we should head that way.
Sure, there's gonna
I'm
be a
gonna
door
follow along this wall here.
Okay. You can see this opens up here.
If it's anything like the images, and it's actually on the far right one, there should be an opening somewhere
Yeah, that's
over
what
here.
I was needing to have a look at. Yeah, so you're right. There is an opening on this corner here. There's an opening to this room.
Okay, I'm gonna climb up, not into the room. I'm just gonna kind of climb up and peek in.
Okay. So you kind of just do this, can't I? Alright, so you're gonna look in here. Let me just open this up like this. So you can see another. Hang on, let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Another room with ironclad walls and stone floor again. But what you do see kind of across the room is there is looks like a wardrobe. Very strange.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna climb back down to that bottom gear and just hang out on it until Callisto. We need to get everybody over here. It's another one of these rooms, but looks a little weird.
Aelia comes over and says, "Come, Ulfgar, I'll ferry you across." And he like looks a little bit more relieved about the idea and hops down. And
Actually, everyone should have been somewhat following us because you have to remain within 30 feet.
oh, okay. Well, she would still have offered to do the same, you know, just to keep him coming along.
Okay.
Good to know. I thought it was cast and everybody's affected for an hour.
No, that's other things. It's water breathing,
Gotcha.
which I could do if you'd like to go in the water.
No. Done with water.
Okay.
Okay. I guess I say, well, let's climb on in and see.
Chris like, please, let's go in. Yep. He's like looking like down
I'll
in the
climb
water.
in first.
Is there anything up here, Kashcah?
Oh, more kind of rocky edge.
Okay.
And like that.
Is this another like walkway that we can see over, or is that a wall?
That you can see kind of under it, like this is, and you do see like some water on the other side.
Ah.
That kind of continues.
I'll climb in. Be the first to climb.
Okay. All right. So,
Ulfgar would call out that, by the way, just to Callisto, saying that there seems to be more over there. But
so you see another room, and it has multiple wardrobes in it. Actually, it has one teak. Looks like it's made of teak. Wardrobe against each wall. Yeah, okay, that's good enough. Let me describe. 5 teak wardrobes stand against the ironclad walls of this chamber, each door bearing a carved image or scene. Puddles of grey slime cover parts of the floor. The room has 2 exits, set into a metal... Oh, no, actually you don't see that. So this up here is actually blocked. That is not an exit because that is the one that you kind of came in through. But there is another exit over here.
Okay, so there's an exit here right now.
Yeah.
But there is not up there.
Correct. You looking at the wardrobes?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, kind of zoned out.
No worries.
Ulfgar is like catching his breath from getting inside. He's like, oh, whew, heh, okay.
Okay, so the wardrobe you're standing in front of, Kellisto, depicts a scene of ghouls gnawing on bones. And the one that you're looking at, Valia, depicts twisted, screaming humanoid faces wrapped in chains.
Lovely.
That one, yeah, this ain't Narnia. Okay. That one depicts, hang on, is that what? An army of orcs clashing with an army of hobgoblins. The one that you're standing in front of, Valia. And the one that you're standing in front of, Kellisto, depicts a grinning night hag with a swaddled human infant in her arms. And Ulfgar, the one you're standing at, depicts, you get like the normal one, depicts the face of an ornate clock.
Oh, look, it's one of them clocks. I could.
That worked out so well last
Stare
time.
at that thing for hours. I remember that thing. We need to go back and get that. If we've got the time. It's very nice workmanship. How are the rest of your wardrobes there?
Creepy.
Creepy. This one's got a time on a clock on it.
So this hallway continues.
Ooh.
Like this.
Continuing hallways.
Like
What?
this. Like that. And then turns.
Ooh. Excuse me.
I turn around and I'm like, I really want to look what's in those drawers, but I feel like if I open one up, whatever is depicted is going to...
Yeah.
Maybe we should do one that seems like not as harmless, or
Well,
not as harmful.
There's one with a clock on it. Clocks are safe, right?
Speak for yourself.
Ask Tobias.
Right. Right. Okay. What do we need those for? Wait a second. What was on that picture there? Looks back at the picture.
Wait, what picture?
On the walls. There was things.
What?
There's things on the walls. So like
The wardrobes?
no. The control panel handout.
Oh,
There you
okay. Oh, the little picture of where you're going, you mean? Of this like hallway?
Yeah.
It's, do you still have it? You can see it? Or
Oh. Excuse me. Sorry.
God damn it.
Let's just keep moving. I don't want to open any cabinets. These things are just going to explode on us and spew out baddies.
Okay, fine.
Thinking back to the configuration kind of drawings, the symbol that was for this room ahead was like 2 letter J's, but back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that.
I'm gonna go forward.
Okay. All right. So. Oh, hang on.
Forward.
You see in front of you what looks like a giant golden statue of a big, like a massive animal.
Kashcah,
Yo.
is this area open as well? Like this is a bridge?
Yeah. Or, well, you don't know that, actually.
He's standing right there.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Yes, it is open underneath.
Under. Oh no, I was meaning like.
Wait, what do you?
Like here. Over by the green mossy area? Like how this is just a bridge?
Hang on.
There, I will actually use my...
So you're asking if underneath...
Hold on a second. Maybe, I think I'm misunderstanding something. This area here, is this... It is a bridge, but it does not have an open top, does it?
Right.
Okay. This whole time I thought that they were open topped.
Oh, gotcha. No, but there is like underneath, it's like open, like a bridge that way.
Okay, never mind.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess he could see that like under there, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, oh, let me catch up. Hang on. Oh, there we go. It's
Sorry.
kind of opened up here. And then, you see...
He gets a move on.
What's that?
He gets a move on down the hall.
Okay. This.
By the beard.
So, in front of you, I will describe what you see. A life-size golden statue of a mastodon stands atop a 1 foot high stone cog at the center of this room. Jeweled tusks sweep from its jowls, and its trunk is raised in a roar. Inscriptions coil around the statue's body, and murals on the walls show a Chelton warrior riding a living mastodon through a series of hellish landscapes. In each scene, a different breed of devil assails them.
Wow. By the beard. So is that the soulmonger? It looks impressive.
I'll approach and take a closer look.
Okay. At the statue.
Yes.
Oh, hang on as well. Because I think you might have.
Triggered a trap?
Nope. Wait, hang on.
I was about to
that's
say,
cool.
check to see if the mouth is hinged.
Oh, wait. Who has Ijin?
Not me. I think that's Aelia.
It's Aelia. Okay.
Yeah, Aelia.
Okay. Where is Aelia? Okay, so Aelia can't quite see it yet. Okay. Sorry, so Kellisto, you're taking a look at the statue. Yeah, it's there are inscriptions written in a language that you don't understand, kind of swirling around. They're kind of written in a big scroll going around this giant golden mastodon. It is about 10 foot high, the statue, and it's very lifelike.
Well, I'm not going to touch it, but I will look at, do more investigation around the room to make sure that there's no other hidden passages.
Okay. You do notice as well, kind of when you're doing more investigation, that there are scratches on the floor, kind of in the vicinity of the cog. So, like, here you can see between the gear, between the teeth of the cog, there are scratches kind of all along the floor.
Is this just...
Oh, sorry. My bad.
secret
Oh, very unexciting. Sorry.
It's dark. Dark corner. Ulfgar comes in, as does Aelia.
Okay. Ijin says to Aelia, we should ride the golden mastodon.
That'll be easy for her.
Right.
Aelia says, so this is strange. I suddenly have a feeling to, of all things, ride the mastodon.
I just look at Aelia. I'm like, are you sure you can do that? That would look really odd. No
She just kind of
offense.
shrugs. Just saying, it's a feeling. So the scratches on the ground are obvious to those that approach.
Yes.
And we can see the swirling words. Are the words actually moving, or
They're
are they
not.
just
They're
scrolled?
just kind of written in a scroll.
Okay. I guess Ulfgar says, "Oh, there's some words here. Can I read them?" And he looks. He's got common, dwarvish, goblin, and giant.
Negative.
And then he says, "Aelia, can you read them?" And she's got Sylvan and Undercommon as well.
Nope.
Okay.
Draconic.
Can anybody read these?
No Draconic either? No?
All right. And he starts casting a ritual. Which will take him a good 10 minutes to do. In the meantime, Aelia says, hey, it looks like this thing could rotate. There are scratches in the floor like it's moved before. I bet if we grab these tusks, we could probably spin this thing.
I don't know. I'd rather ride the thing than try to spin the tusk.
Now there's a thought. Maybe we can ride the mastodon. It'll come to life and start rotating this thing for us.
And killing everybody in the process. Well, that's a good idea.
Hmm.
How about y'all back out of the room? I will get on the thing, and then we'll see what happens.
Okay. Just to say, we could use the tusk to, like, move it around.
And Ulfgar is still like doing his thing, and he's saying, or you could just wait for me to read the instruction manual.
I mean, I'm waiting, but I'm just saying that's my idea if it doesn't.
Gotcha. All right. So anybody want to do anything before he finishes?
Oh.
All right. Then I guess 10 minutes go by.
Okay. So 10 minutes go by and...
He has to touch the script.
Okay.
And he casts his... Shoot, I'm on the wrong person.
Yeah, what are you casting?
Hold on. It is comprehend languages. Yazlanir.
Okay. So the script says, let your bones watch over my treasure, brave Gom. You have carried me from the inferno, so shall I rise from death to defend my riches.
He says that to everybody. Don't ask me what it means, but that's what it says.
Novels.
So you're gonna jump on top or what? He backs out of the room.
Sure.
Aelia backs
I
out.
guess I'm gonna climb on top of this thing. I'm gonna try to ride this man.
Okay. So it's a little...
Just spit on my hands and rub them together. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Because it's a little kind of slippery to try and climb up gold, you know? It's like...
Yeah.
But you managed to
Especially
kind of...
with claws.
And you managed to brace, you know, against like the mastodon's legs and stuff like that, and you're able to kind of shimmy your way up onto its back. And what you notice is that the top of the statue has a star-shaped indentation on the back of its head, and you recognize it to be the same kind of star as the lever that was just in the other room.
Don't
And
happen.
I'll yell that back down to everybody.
Don't suppose you see any pipes that are gonna spew out some goo in here?
I don't think so.
Maybe this
But look
shuts
at
the goo
me,
off.
I'm riding the golden mastodon.
Maybe it shuts the goo off. Can you make it do something?
Do you have a star-shaped something to shove in its head?
Hold on, let me check. He starts rustling through his bag. Got a triangle, got a square, got a pentagon, got a hexagon. Nope, no stars. Yours was an octagon, so nope.
Then I don't think.
I was gonna say, I shout out, do we need to go back and get the lever?
Probably.
Does
I mean,
it look
I could
like...
just hang out here.
Wait, is it
I
the
just,
same
like, put my
size as the
hands
lever or
on-
the same shape?
Both.
Same shape. Both are.
Okay.
I'll go get it.
Well, you've got the water walk, so I would hope so.
I just kind of like shrug my shoulders, like, and I turn around and I start.
It's like, you should really see it from up here. You are so tiny.
Alright, so you're busting a move. How long does your water walk?
I think it lasts like an
hour.
An
hour.
hour. Okay, yeah. So you got plenty of time to run back over there. You get to kind of the corridor here, and you're at the wading point now. It's dangerously high, like it's almost like going up and over your boots. The goo. So, but you kind of wade through the goo, and you what you doing? I guess.
Take a drink.
I try to grab the lever.
Okay.
And pull it out.
Let me see if there's any kind of. Make a strength check, please.
Well, we sent the right person.
No, you didn't.
Well, don't you get advantage on strength checks too?
Okay. So you kind of wrestle with it a little bit and are eventually able to kind of break it free from the console. So you now have like basically metal star on a stick, you know. It's like... it would be like a giant fairy wand, except the star is kind of facing the wrong way a little bit.
Is it metal?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she got a new weapon.
Yeah, I mean, you could
just get it red hot.
Just
this. Use it as a brand.
And it's got 5 little points on it. Whack somebody in, it would hurt.
So I leave it and start heading back. Now, do I take any damage for all that goo?
Not yet, but you think that, you know, and much longer, and the goo will go up over the top of your boots.
And I head back.
Okay. So you head back. Valia, are you still sitting up top?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. What you guys want to do?
I have my spear out and I'm like raising it in the air and I'm like, charge! I'm like just doing crazy stuff.
I run over to it and I hold it up as high as I can and be like, here, take it.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I was reenacting things. It's okay. I'll try to grab it.
Okay. Yep, so you're able to kind of reach down, almost sliding off because it's slippery up here, being all gold and stuff, but clamp on with your claws and you're able to reach down with and snag the lever from Kellisto.
Okay. Everybody ready for this?
Let's do it.
I back up in the hallway a little more.
I'm like, okay. I pet the top of its head. I'm like, here we go, and I put it. See if it'll fit.
Okay. Yeah, it is.
I just shrugs.
It is a perfect match, actually. So you know, kind of push the head of the lever into the indentation and it fits perfectly. And as soon as you do that, of course shit hits the fan. So there is a thunderous trumpet sound emerges from the mastodon's trunk. This massive, like, mastodon trumpet, except that was terrible. And I need Ulfgar to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Me? Okay. Hold on. Dex save.
Only Ulfgar?
Yep, only Ulfgar because Ulfgar.
I just yell, here we go into battle.
So hang on.
Oh.
This massive block of stone.
Ah, okay. Smash the dwarf.
Our party is not meant for dwarf.
Massive block of stone drops and fills the hallway where you are standing. Ulfgar, you take 55 points of bludgeoning damage from being squished under this rock.
Is he pinned?
You know, it does not say that you are. But I mean, on the success, you would have been able to move out of the way in whichever direction you prefer. But I would say that you are kind of pinned because you're not able to move out of the way. So.
Okay.
So you take 55 points of bludgeoning damage, and you're currently stuck under this massive chunk of rock.
Great. So that hurt.
Okay, and the other thing that happens is that the cog under the mastodon's feet begins to revolve. And it is revolving so that the mastodon begins to face the murals on the wall. It's turning the statue to face each mural in turn.
And each one has a different devil.
Yeah.
This can't be good, and Ulfgar looks like he's under pressure over there. Aelia, can you help?
Din, 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 din.
So actually let's okay, so it's turning counterclockwise.
Oh. Okay.
And hang on. The first thing that happens is it faces a mural over here, and emerging from the walls, from the mural itself, as if the images were coming to life, are some happy friends.
Is this like campaign crossover day?
These four kind of spined
Oh, damn it.
spine devils. They look like this.
They're little jerks. Oh my gosh. Okay.
emerge from the murals. So the murals kind of like come to life, basically, and these guys emerge from that mural. And I think actually we should stop there because
Okay. Good
yeah,
to know.
let's stop there. And we can take on the devils next time.
Yeah, and hopefully I will survive being smooshed under a very large boulder throughout this entire week that we wait.
Yeah, you'll be pinned under the rock for a week. You're right, sci-fi. Hope you don't have to go to
And no, there's no rogue in our group.
No, sorry.
No, not specifically. We've been able to get around it in some ways just by setting off all the traps.
Yeah,
and,
basically.
and casting knock on the doors. So that's pretty much been it.
Yep.
But anyway, thanks everybody for joining. And tune in next time. We'll see. We'll see if we can survive this new trapped adventure. And have some more fun with the Tomb of Annihilation. So, good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Night.